friendly vision of the world. And Hamza Mustafa is not happy with many of the plans submitted so far.
It's just frustrating when people don't want to actually build according to your vision. And we can understand that, but if we really want to build history today, we have to make sure that we get the right investors, the right owners to fulfill our vision.
But developers' ideals are difficult to live up to. When this deluxe 5-bedroom show home on Greenland was built, the developer's budget was limitless. It took 5 months to build this one residence. The house was brought out in prefabricated sections by boat. Pipework and desalination plants were installed at astronomical cost. Fresh water made on site services the house and the garden. These lawns have to be watered every day. 6 solar panels power the hot water, air conditioning and emergency alarm systems. This show home demonstrates the amount of work needed to create a fully functioning residence, and it cost a fortune to build. The development plans for the rest of the world are much bigger and more complicated, and their budgets will have to be more realistic. These sand islands are the perfect blank canvas on which to create their wildest dreams. The only thing stopping them is their imagination.
I don't know of any single place that you not only buy a location, but then you can shape your land to meet your dream. So the vision is incredibly important.
Based in Miami, Lewis's team helped the investors realize their ideas. When a client buys an island, the team put the vision on paper. Designs are drawn up and landscaping modifications can be made. If they need to raise the height of the island, Lewis works it out. Within 48 hours, the amended plans are emailed to the construction team in Dubai. Over 11,000 kilometers away, the new data directs the dredger's movements and the plans are realized.
It's awesome to think that from a computer key you are controlling one of these gigantic dredgers.
The building of the infrastructure is not just about modifying your land. It's about actually installing the vision, creating the houses and resorts. But there is no bridge connecting the world to the mainland. All the materials and workers needed to create these resorts will have to be taken there by boat. Navigating round the narrow channels with tugboats and barges could be a recipe for disaster. For the investors, this phase will be fraught with logistical nightmares. If moving 32 million tons of rock and 320 million cubic meters of sand was a test, the building of the infrastructure will be the most complicated part of the project.
The biggest challenge was really a mental challenge to think the problems through.
A team of 30 people work on the master plan at any one time. At this stage, all they have are sand islands and the investors' dreams. The team's job is to turn paper drawings into reality. And the wealthy clients have ambitious ideas. A Kuwaiti company is the biggest investor so far. It has snapped up Australia and New Zealand, designing Okeana, 20 islands on the southern side of the world. The resort will cover 400,000 square meters, offering a chic ocean lifestyle. The plans involve nearly 2,000 properties, from apartments and mansions to water homes on stilts. An enormous marina will provide its visitors with 1,500 berths. 2 high-end hotels will pander to the whims of the exclusive clients destined for these shores. The Kuwaiti company expects to begin construction in 2008. The creators of Okeana still want to build desert island resorts on desert islands. 4 men from Ireland have a much more outrageous idea. They want to recreate the green rolling hills of Ireland with its dramatic cliffs and beaches in the desert. It's a tall order, but developer Andrew Brett is determined it's going to be authentic.
Everything has to be Irish. It has to look Irish, it has to feel Irish. If we're walking down the street here, it needs to have the same type of feel.
Andrew and his colleague Raymond Norton talk about buying Ireland for months. Suddenly, other investors are showing interest in their island. They must make a decision quickly or they will miss the boat.
My suggestion is let's just do it. We go for it and we send the money down today.
In true Irish form, the deal is done over a pint in the pub. For Raymond, it's a grand moment.
We sat down, we had a chat, and over 20 minutes we decided this is it, we're going for this. This is a fantastic opportunity. Cheers, lads. Now, big question. Who's sending the money down? So we put our money down the next day.
Could you organise a cheque for $2.5 million to get down to Dubai in the morning?
We've been designing it at a frantic pace with Nikhil now to get it ready.
But it's not going to be an easy job. The plans keep expanding. They want to recreate the lush green countryside, houses and squares, and a themed Irish pub. These audacious plans are all at design stage. Regular meetings with the master planners keep the project on track.
The slate, the brick, everything that's to do with this island needs to represent something that somebody has seen in Ireland or would expect to see when they actually travel here.
Even bolder is their plan to build a mini Giant's Causeway, a natural phenomenon where rocky coastline rises out of the sea in perfect hexagonal shapes. The boys from Dublin are going to build this out on their island in Dubai. But this is not just a gimmick. The rocks are necessary to protect the island and act like a breakwater. The little sandbar of Ireland lies on the northern side of the world. Its northern shores will suffer from wave action from passing boats. Building the Giant's Causeway here is a clever idea that will protect their $38 million investment.
The Giant's Causeway is a massive tourist attraction in Ireland anyway, so everybody that comes to this island is going to go and have a look at it. Okay. The important thing is that when they get there, they need to see it. You know, not something that looks like it. We need to really recreate that.
Raymond and Andrew intend to mould concrete into the hexagonal shapes of the Giant's Causeway. The plan should work. But their biggest challenge is turning their barren desert island into a lush green land. It's an irrigator's nightmare finding fresh water out in the middle of the sea. The Irish developers are using the most modern technology to store water underground and irrigate from there, rather than using sprinkler systems.
We'll be redistributing the water throughout the island to irrigate it. It'll be as green as it is in Ireland, it just won't be raining.
They have an enormous job ahead of them. Will they be able to fulfill their dream?
Skeptics everywhere, but I think what Dubai has proven is that, you know, skeptics beware. Anything is doable.
Raymond is confident, but it will be a few years before he finds out if his vision is achievable. And now, the whole World Island project is expanding. The original population of the world was planned to be a couple of thousand, with the islands owned by wealthy individuals. But the price tag of $20 million seems to be scaring off everyone but property developers. Now the demand is for resorts, not houses. The projected population has increased to 250,000. Creating a transportation network for the world will be a vast challenge for the master planners. How can they move 250,000 people between the mainland and the world islands without the tranquil waters becoming a congested motorway? January 2006. Investors have great plans for the island. But there is one final hurdle: transportation. 250,000 tourists will visit the world, and the only way to get there is by boat. The master planner needs to devise a ferry and water taxi system. If the system is not carefully organized, the world will become severely congested. Some of the waterways between the islands are only 40 meters wide and a few meters deep. The ferry routes need to be designated soon, or the channels won't be dug deep enough for the boats.
Well, every day that we didn't have a decision on where those channels would go, that was very stressful.
The proposed transport system appears quite simple. It's based on large ferries leaving Dubai's coastline. These go to one of 4 hubs in the world. And from here, you will be shuttled to your exclusive destination.
Some people have compared it to designing the London Underground on water.
The developers estimate that the world will need 400 water taxis and 60 ferries. And that is before you factor in private owners with their own crafts.
We estimate we're going to need 24,000 berths or parking spots for each of these boats. And that is going to dwarf the world's largest marina that up to now has been Marina del Rey in California.
The plans are staggering, but Lewis has even more ambitious ideas. High-tech GPS systems will guide every boat to its desired destination at the touch of a button.
We're analyzing and are already testing some of the most sophisticated navigation systems that have ever been attempted. But more importantly, we're even looking at underwater lights that would light the channels at night to bring you home.
2 years in, and Lewis's ideas are still only plans on paper. Then, in January 2006, Sheikh Maktoum bin Rashid Al Maktoum suddenly dies. Sadness descends on Dubai. The people have lost a great leader. What will happen to Dubai's plans? This tiny emirate must remain an oasis of calm in a turbulent Middle East to keep attracting tourists. After 2 weeks of official mourning, Dubai rises out of the ashes. On the 4th of January 2006, the Sheikh's brother, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, becomes ruler. He reinvigorates the media's interest in the world islands. Richard Branson leaps on the idea. On the 29th of March 2006, he stakes his claim on Great Britain. It seems the world islands are pulling in the rich and famous. But it turns out this is a publicity stunt that coincides with Branson's new launch of Virgin flights to Dubai. Rumors are still rife about who is buying what, but there are still 150 islands unsold. The launch at Cityscape in Dubai in December 2006 brings new investors. In 3 days, the developers sell $80 million worth of real estate. Donald Trump Jr. has already confirmed he will build a huge tower on the Palm. Now he is interested in the islands.
The Palm, the world, all the islands that are being reclaimed here are really the next wonders of the world. To be a part of that, to combine our iconic brand with these iconic projects, these real estate undertakings that have never been done before in the world is an amazing thing.
But like Branson, he too has not yet committed to investing in the world. The world is still far from finished. An entire city needs to be built out on these islands. But the 5-year schedule for the land reclamation will be met. This vast structure is becoming a reality. It covers over 9 million square meters and can be seen from space. For everyone involved, it's a project like no other.
I don't think anything will match up to the challenge of building this project. This project is one of a kind.
Dubai has come a long way. 50 years ago, it was little more than a fishing village. Now it's boldly going where no one else would dare to go. Dubai's dreams get bigger and bigger. But with this iconic landmark, this global megastructure, they have surpassed themselves. Louis Ajamil and the construction team know they have built something incredible.
A lot of people don't think that a project like this can be done. And in fact, some people don't even believe that it's being done until you bring them here, and then they're in shock.
Today, hundreds of man-made islands stand firm, 4 kilometers out in the Arabian Gulf. Dubai has taken on the world and built it, creating the most unique megastructure on the planet.